Guys, what you doing? So I'm at school and I just want you to see how empty and sad it is without you. I'm literally the only one in this whole building and it's just sad. And it's dark. Do you know how scary it is whenever nobody's here? It's kind of scary when you're by yourself. Anyway, I'm just walking around thinking about some lessons we need to talk about today. I'm kind of scared to go to the bathroom because it's really dark in there and I can't turn the lights on. Anyway, let's talk a little bit in this lesson about the steps of the writing process, okay? Because that should be your next lesson. Um, uh, Planning, writing, pre-writing, writing, drafting, revising, all that good stuff. So let's talk real quick about that, and then we'll move on, okay? I hope everybody's healthy and doing good. Okay, so I hope you can see my board. I feel like it's kind of far away. Okay, so the first step is the pre-writing, right? That's where we do all of our brainstorming, okay? So when we brainstorm, we think about a topic we want to write about, and then we jot down our ideas. And remember, when we jot down our ideas, we are not trying to write a fancy paper. We're just going to write down some real quick notes. Remember those fragments that I said are just a few words? We're not trying to make complete sentences at this point. We're just trying to put our ideas down on paper so we can organize them and use them later. Okay, so pre-writing or brainstorming. I like to use kind of like a spider web chart. That helps me. Sometimes you might use the Foursquare that we talked about. So in the middle, I have my topic, right? Any topic I want to write about. If I want to write about, let's say if I'm going to do a fiction story about two best friends and their adventures, that's what I'm going to write here. Two best friends and their adventure. What's my first point? So what's the first thing that happens in my story? I'm going to jot down some short notes about that there. What's my second thing that happens? I'm going to jot down some short notes about that there. What's my third thing? Same thing. And then the fourth thing. Do you have to have four things? No. You can have three. You can have two if it's a short story. You can have more than four if it's going to be a long story, like maybe you're writing a book. Okay, so you can have as many as you want to. This is where we just jot down our ideas. Okay, all this is review, so I'm going to go quickly for you. Okay, so then we move into, once we have all of our ideas jotted down, we know kind of what our story is going to look like. We start with drafting. Okay, that's the first time we write our story. And remember, when we're drafting, we're not worried too much about, did I spell this right? Am I sure that comma's in the right place? All that stuff. Drafting, we're getting it down on paper. We're going to make sure we do complete sentences to the best of our ability, but we are not going to try to just stress out about, did I spell that word right? Okay, because we can go back and fix that later. So drafting, we're going to write our story the first time. Okay, then once we have our story written, we're going to go into the revise step. Revise just means we're going to reread it a couple times and we're going to say, do I need to add anything to my story to make it make more sense? Maybe to make it more exciting? Do I need to take anything out of it? Did I add too much detail somewhere that I don't need to talk too much about? Because sometimes I read books and I feel like, in my opinion, that the writer maybe focused too much on something and gave me too much detail about something, and we really don't need all of that. So if you feel like you need to take some stuff out, you can take it out. If you feel like you need to add a few things, some more details, or a few more facts about this or that, you can add it here in your revised step. Okay, now let's go on to the next step. Okay, so our next step is going to be the editing step. Okay, this step is where we fix any mistakes, any grammar mistakes, fix our grammar, fix our punctuation, maybe some capitalization. Okay, so that's where we're going to go and we're going to fix those things. That looked weird when I was writing. Okay, so that's where we're going to go and we're going to fix any mistakes that we feel like we made. We're going to fix, say, this is where we go back and say, did I spell that word right? Is that comma in the right place? Did I use quotation marks? Are all the words capitalized that need to be capitalized? Oh, wait, that's a proper noun and I didn't capitalize it, so I need to go back and fix that, right? So that's what I'm going to do during the editing phase of writing my story. And then we're going to move into the publishing stage. Okay, this is where we write our final draft of our paper. This is where we should be done with our story, okay? Our final draft is where we should be done. So we should have done our pre-writing or our brainstorming. We should have written our first draft. We should have revised it to add or take away things that we didn't want to necessarily be in there. We should have already edited our paper to fix all those spelling mistakes, all those grammar mistakes, the punctuation, the capitalization, and then publishing. That's where we rewrite our paper using the new things that we added or took away and all of the fixes that we made. So once we do our publishing, that's when it's time to turn it into Miss Jones, right? That's when it's time to turn in our paper and we are good to go. Make sense? Remember, the steps of the writing process. If you have problems, you forget, come back to this video, text me, call me, anything. I love you. Have a great day.